Good afternoon. One of my subscribers asked me, can you use watercolours on gel plate? Yes, you can. The only success that I've had is by coating it. I don't know if you can read those post-it notes. I've put clear gesso on this one, and I use Amsterdam transparent gesso. It looks white in the pot, well, it looks that colour, but obviously you can probably see it dries transparent, hence transparent gesso. This one, the little round one, I've got gel matte medium, and I've used that one because I can't find the other one. So yeah, literally 2 drops on there, brayer it, done. This one the same. I just put a blob on, basically, brayed it out, and the thing is, you've got to leave it to dry. That is the only problem with using something like that. And then I've left this hexagonal one with nothing on it at all, just the gel plate. I thought I'd show you all the different effects. Well, you know, what it looks like. It depends what you want out of it, I'll be honest with you. I've got some Dana Rowney, not Dana Rowney. Yes, it is Dana Rowney Aquafine watercolour pans here. I can think of the word then. And I picked up this incredibly cheap set of watercolour paints in tubes. They were £1.99 for the whole lot. I don't know what they're going to be like. We'll try them. I've just picked out those 3 colours there for now. The other thing that can make a difference is the type of paper you use. I've got, bear with me. I've got some Aquafine smooth watercolour paper, hot pressed. Now the difference is that you end up with a really nice smooth watercolour paper. Okay, it's nice and smooth being hot pressed. Feels lovely. Okay, so that's that one. And then I've run out of room. Let's put those there. And the other one I've got out is this one. Again, I don't know if they're top brands. It was a massive pad, you can see there. This is a cold pressed £90 200 GSM watercolour, basically. And the difference is, I don't know if you're going to see it actually, but can you just see it's sort of textured? Okay, because it's not been pressed flat while it was wet, I presume. I don't know. I'm not very up on watercolour papers, but I've got these 2 different types, so I thought I'd show you that that one. And then I've just got some bog standard, I think it's about a 140 GSM card, which is the card that I've been using for the Bajique Coupes and gel press gel press printing challenge. That was a word. Yeah, which is a nice smooth paper base, well, sort of semi card. Alright, so we've got the 3 different types here. You can see the watercolour ones are off-white as opposed to the white. Yeah, let's see what difference it makes, shall we? So I'll leave that one there. That one there is the Dana Rowney, and then the bog standard card. And let's play. First of all, I think what I'll do is I'll show you on the hexagonal one where there are no mediums on it whatsoever. Let me just make some space here, bear with me. Put all those back now. Right, okay, let's play. I've not played an awful lot with watercolours, but I do like them. And I like it without any medium at all, because you get some nice splotchy effects, which is what I like. I don't like crisp and perfect. Let's try these cheapy ones first of all. Yeah. Now then, just trying to think whether I go straight to... I think I'll use them full strength, so they're straight out of the tube. Or should I do the Dana Rowney? Let me think. No, we'll hold on those for a minute, because I want to show you what it looks like when it's mixed up with water. because it does make a difference, I feel, anyway. So, jar of water, big paintbrush, trousers. So, let me see if I can demonstrate what it looks like when it goes on. A bit more water than that, Susan. I don't know if you can see. Let me get it up closer to the camera. Can you see it's beading? Okay, it's not going down flat. I wonder if it makes any difference if you use it straight. Let's try this. Could be rubbish. Who knows? This is slightly thicker, obviously, being a liquid watercolour. And that is actually going on all right. That's not beading. So it must be the addition of water. I bet if I put water in that now, it'll bead. Maybe not. Okay, cheap watercolours might be the way. It's going to be one of those you play around with it type things, isn't it? Okay, well that's gone on fairly well actually. Right. So, shall we lift straight away? I'll tell you what, let's give it a quick spritz with the water. It's dirty water in here. It has split it there where it had water in it. It's still holding its line there, and that is still obviously blotchy. I'm going to go with the more textured watercolour paper, and let's just go. Completely experimental, this, peeps. Okay, I've got no idea. Sorry about the tinkling sound, but I just need to clean my brush. Grab a bit of tissue as well. I'll put it on the acrylic block so that you can actually see it. See the puddles under there? Might just leave that for a minute just to soak into the watercolour paper. You can let it dry like you do with acrylic paints and pull it with acrylic paint. You don't have to do it wet. Quite impressed with that for £1.99. It's quite nice. Okay, it's quite interesting to be fair. Okay, right, so that's on watercolour paper. Let's just try it on bog standard card, because I think you'll get the pooling effect then. So let's try the same colours. So it's got water on the brush. We know it's going to bead. That's fine. Okay, I'm just going to wash the blue out. And let's get, I'm going to go with the pan colours. So it's going to bead. I think it's almost a given it's going to do that. But I quite like this effect. Let the blue and the yellow mingle so that we get a bit of a green band going on there. And then let's do a bit of red. I'm just going to print it on the bog standard card first of all. So again, this has got nothing on it, this plate, because the thing is with using those mediums, once you've done a pull, that's it. So yeah, see that splotchy effect? I like that personally. I think that's really different, you know, because what I like in particular is that you can then go back in with another colour or two. do it the other way. I'm not going to get this lined up. I'll tell you what we'll do. This is why I like doing it on a just let that soak for a second. Yeah, so you can make quite an interesting mottled background. Good fun, like that. Okay, we'll keep these all together. So that's the watercolour. That's on ordinary card. And then I'll do one more experiment. Let's try another. So these don't bead up so bad, but they are more concentrated. So I'm going to put them on with a wet brush. They probably will get help if I have a bit of white paper underneath, wouldn't it? It's not terribly white, but so you can see the colours more. Yeah, I just picked these up in my local, oh crikey, discount store type place. I thought, well, $1.99, might as well give it a go. Okay, there's a lot of paint on there. So yeah, they're not beading as much as the other watercolour paints are. Put a bit more water on that one. I guess the best advice is just play around with it. I'm just going to stamp on that one. These are art foamies, I think they call them. Rubber stampede, I don't know. They might be art foamies, I don't know. Right, let's try this other. Come here. Again, if it dries, don't panic, because you, as I say, you can lift it with acrylic paint, so you haven't got to worry too much. Yeah, quite pleased with those. Amazing what, you know, you don't have to spend a fortune on stuff. Don't know if that's still wet on the back there. Let's give it a quick spritz. I guess the answer is just play around with it, and you know, you might have completely different watercolours to what I've got here. You know, yours might be real proper artist quality, it might be a kiddie's pack. Just try it, really, just try it. We'll go on to experiment on the yeah, it's a bit meh, but you know, it's okay. And the nice thing is with watercolour, you can reactivate it. So if you're not happy with that, just give it a good spritz and you can still move it and play with it. Unlike acrylic, once it's set, that's it, it's set, you know. So, right, so that's that one. That's very wet. Let's put that there to stand it up if I can. Right, cool. So, no medium, okay? Nothing on there at all. I am going to attempt to brayer. I don't know whether it'll work or not. Right, I'll get the clear gesso one in. Just make sure I'm staying in screen. I don't want to go off screen. I want you to have a good nosy. Right, okay. So this has got the clear gesso on. I can clearly see it's got some sort of coating on there. I don't know if you're picking it up on camera. It's quite frosted. You can't actually, I mean, you can see through it, but it's quite frosted as opposed to how it normally is, which is really clear. So, so this will be a one lift pull. Well, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just go in, I don't know, let's just muck around with stuff. So I'm just going to water that down. But you can see it's not beading. it's sitting on top of the clear gesso. So there's a barrier between the gel plate and the water, basically. I should have sprayed these first. Be a bit more forgiving. We'll go for a little bit of a seascape. Might look alright. But yeah, we can easily, again, let me jump up and show you. See, there's no beading, but you can definitely, do you see the frosting there now? Okay. Let me bring you down and it might make it easier for you. Hold tight. I don't know if the camera will stay there. It sometimes starts boiling back up again. I think that's a little bit closer for you. So yeah, it's quite grainy. That's all I can see at the moment is the graininess. Let's go in with, let's try these ones again. Oh, I was going to try the brayer, wasn't I? Let's do it. I think this is why I saw these and picked these. I thought that would be really easy to brayer on with. So if you get the little tubes of watercolour paints, you can pick up really cheap sets. Well, you know, as demonstrated there, you know. I don't think you can moan at £1.99. That's pounds, by the way. I'm really surprised. They're quite pigmented. And that's beige paper as well. So, cool. Happy little purchase. I might have to go and get some more. Oh, crikey. Everything's falling down on me now. Let's just get a little bit of the orange. I'm in full play mode now, if you haven't noticed. That's it. And the other nice thing is it stays wetter a lot longer than acrylic paint does. So let's pull that on the hot pressed watercolour paper. Let's see what we get. I don't know if it needs acrylic paint to lift it. I think if it was dry, it would probably need it. I don't think it would pick up with watercolour paint because you would be reactivating its water, you know, its dissolvability in water, if you like. But acrylic paint, although it will dissolve, you know, you can technically water it down, but you know, it's not. It's not the same as. Oh, that's quite cute. Okay, so yeah, it's a totally different effect. So we've got a ghost print there. So that's on the hot pressed paper. What I might do is spritz with a bit of water. Not quite sure what we're going to get, but we'll have a look. This is definitely a lot bumpier, this one. Again, it might need to sit for a second. So yeah, if you get it in the tubes, you can use your brayer, which is quite exciting actually. Because as I say, I don't mind it when it goes you know, when it all splits. But then that didn't, did it? That out of the tube didn't. So, right, I have to remember that. Let's see if you finish cooking. Okay, really pale, but again, you know, you can easily work with that. But you can see the difference in the texture. You get all the little bumpy lumps, whereas this one is quite smooth. I'll put them side by side. I mean, obviously there's a lot more pigment on there, but you can definitely see the texture of the paper in the background there. So that's those two. And let's just try it on bog standard card. Again, give it a quick spritz of water because there's still quite a lot of colour on there. I can see it. Again, could pick it up with acrylic paint, but I want this all to be about watercolours actually. So, but the clear gesso seems to be really hanging on. I thought it would lift on the first lift. I think it would if I put a top coat of acrylic on. I think it would lift because obviously with the acrylic it clears the whole plate most of the time. So yeah. Yeah, it's hardly any colour coming off now. So it might be, I wonder if I could get the acrylic on there. I don't know if there's much. Just as an experiment, let's amuse ourselves. Just getting the buff titanium out, it's a good colour. Goes with more or less anything. More. Don't need too much of this one. I don't think there's a lot on here, I'll be honest with you. I just want to see if it will lift the gesso off, because if it doesn't, if you keep going, I'm just trying to think this through, if you keep going with watercolour and adding, and you could pull quite a lot of prints, couldn't you? I think. Yeah, because that certainly hasn't lifted the layer of gesso that was on there, and neither is that. But there you can clearly see that's the gesso, look. You see the gesso there? So yeah, it acts as a protective barrier, but what it does allow you is to use your brayer if you've got tubed watercolour, well, and wet watercolours as well. So okay, interesting. Right, we'll consign that one to the bin. I'll clean that one later. Right, so the last one is the matte gel medium. I think it's going to act in exactly the same way. Again, it will form a barrier between the water. Well, there's a little bit of, yeah, there's a little bit of graininess going on there, blob there. Could be these paints, who knows? But certainly from the tube, it's a lot better because it's thicker. I've still got a wet brush here, so you can lift it with gel medium as well if you just want a clear, it with your acrylics and stuff like that. You can lift with it as well. It's quite good for that. Just merge those two. Right, we'll go on with the smoother hot pressed watercolour paper. Thank you for asking about this Elke, by the way. Elke, sorry. Because I've not really played with it. So this has been interesting for me. And hopefully for other people as well. That's cool. Looks like a moon. Cool. Like that. So you can definitely see the difference between the liquid, you know, these ones out of here and the ones out of the palette where you have to put water to activate it. There's a lot of difference. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that's that one. I think we'll have to reapply paint here because it's very, very thin. So we'll do the same again. Why not? Let's do a lighter blue this time. Maybe put a little bit more on. Yeah, it's still beading. I'm surprised at that actually. Didn't bead so much on the clear gesso, did it, for definite? Let's put a stronger coat down. No. No, it's not having any of it, is it? Yeah, it only works with that one. I wonder if it's got a binder in it or something. I don't know. I don't know what it's got in it. Again, it was dead cheap and I just picked it up. Right, this is the more bumpy watercolour paper. Elke, you have to remind me how to say your name. Is it Elke or Elke? I can never remember. I think you said last time there's not the E sound on the end. But you're in Germany. That much I do know. And thank you for asking the question. So, yeah, this is good fun. And very, very interesting in the results. You can definitely see the grain of the paper, definitely in there. See those ones, honestly, I'm really impressed with those. I might have to go and get some more. I think they did a different colour set as well. Know where I'll be going tomorrow. Right, okay, there might be enough on there actually, because I'm going to lift it on the smooth card now. And that doesn't need... this is just the bog standard card. And we'll do a quick sort of comparison chart, shall we? We'll have a look. Just leave that there a minute while I clear the decks. So we got a bit of room. I think that, again, play. I don't know what consistency your paints are. They, you know, they might be more of an artist grade. These are definitely like kids paints, you know, but boy, are they working. I've got the box here somewhere. Art Hub. I've no idea. Do they have a website? There's 15 colours. Looking for a website. It's UK. Oh, hang on. Made in China. Graphics.co.uk. I don't know how much they are. Whether they got a website, I don't know. I didn't look at it. I'd say I picked them up from my local discount store. So, yeah. Right, so I can actually see the gel matte medium here. I don't know if you can actually see it pulling off. It's like a skin. You see it? So it has gone down to the gel matte medium now. Yeah, it's torn it off here. I can see the rest of it is still on there up there. Don't know if you can pick that up on camera or not. Yeah, maybe there. Okay, interesting. Right, so the matte gel medium. I've forgotten which is which now. I know that was nothing. That was, I don't know. I would say that was the... Anyway, you saw it. Just replay it. I can't remember which was which. Because, to be honest, is there a lot of difference? See, I don't mind the splodgy effect. That doesn't bother me at all. I quite like it personally. The different papers were interesting. That was for definite. I like the smoother one. Not so keen on that one. But that's just a personal preference. It did make a difference if you're using watercolours out of a palette. having the mediums on there did help them. It did help with the clear gesso. You can see in these. I can't see what you're seeing. You move them down a bit. I'll move you back up. Yeah, it definitely helped with the clear gesso. That's better. I can't get them all in. Anyway, you know what we did. So yeah, it did help with the clear gesso. The gel matte medium, as you saw, it was still bubbling, resisting. But here you can definitely see the clear gesso is peeling off now, but that's fine. I know it'll clear off. It's not a problem because it's coming off in shards there. I think with the clear gesso, you could keep playing and playing and playing until you lose that protective barrier, if it were, as it were. Because I think I could have just carried on putting paint on, but getting the nice the nice effect that you do get with the gel plate. So I don't know. Let me know if that was helpful at all. I'm not 100% certain it was. Again, I am not an expert at this, so I was as curious as Elke was. So yeah. But again, I don't mind the, with nothing. It's, yeah, each to their own, isn't it? Let me know if that was helpful. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.